Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Food School Smarter, Stronger, Leaner podcast on a mission to inspire a world where food makes us better. So, hey guys, I'm back from my short vacation that I took first time from podcasting in like 2.5 years. And my voice is a little bit off because of climate changing, from where I was, it was plus 30 Celsius, and where I am right now, it's plus 14 Celsius, and also all the air conditioning and all the winds and a lot of things, can happen while you travel. But the most important thing is, guys, if you continue taking care of yourself, of your body's needs while you are traveling and right after you come back, and of course during the vacation, then your body can recover very, very fast. Also while traveling, I wasn't able to sleep enough for one night. And even the nights before while on vacation, the bed wasn't that comfortable, the place wasn't that comfortable. But I did my best to ensure great quality of sleep, using my eye mask, using my earplugs, making sure it's cool, it's cold, it's cool, it's dark in the room, going to bed at appropriate times. Also, while traveling, I had a 7-hour layover in Sheremetyevo airport in Moscow, and I made sure that I got, because also it was before a night flight, 3-hour flight that was in the middle of the night, I made sure that I got some sleep there at the airport. I actually went to one of those sleep pods. So basically there is like a futuristic cabin that has a TV, it has music, but it's also a bed where you can sleep, and it's pretty comfortable bed actually. And so this is like a sleeping space that cost somewhere around $5 per hour. So I took it for 4 hours, and I just had my nap right before that flight to make sure that my body does get some sleep, because sleep is when our body recovers, our immune system gets stronger. Basically, when we don't sleep enough, guys, our immune system the next day does not produce that many killer cells. And especially while we travel, we need those killer cells to fight off any possible pathogens. A lot of them, we can encounter while traveling. So I made sure, so I slept, so my brain recovered, and I made proper decisions. And again, so I don't get sick, or if I do get sick, I recover much faster. So I dedicated some time and monetary resources to my sleep, and I drank a lot of herbal teas with some lemon, so a lot of vitamin C, and I took my vitamins, and I was actually fasting. That also helps a lot of times with immunity, and so that different viruses and infections cannot spread in your body that easily. And plus, when you fast, our body creates antioxidants naturally that also will help with fighting all the oxidative stress while you travel, especially when you're flying. Because there is more radiation as you go up and on the plane from all the equipment, etc. So those are a few things that I'm always doing while I'm traveling. And then, so if I do get, if I catch something, I recover much, much faster. Anyhow, guys, so I'm back home, and the first thing I did after coming back home, I cooked myself a lot of veggies and mussels with all the zinc and all the omega-3s and all the iron, and I cooked some liver with all the B vitamins and choline and folate, all these essential vitamins and minerals. And I got my avocados and my bananas for potassium, my mineral water. And the reason why I was like so motivated to get right into eating all the vitamins and minerals my body can possibly want is on the plane back, I watched this video by one of the scientists who lives in Florida, and there is this great institute, Institute for Cognition and Human Development or something, but they produce really great studies and great science when it comes to health, to nutrition. Anyhow, on the plane back, I watched this YouTube video. It's like an hour long, and this 85 or something like that year-old scientist was talking about this nutrition concept, how when we don't get adequate amounts of vitamins and minerals, we might not suffer right in the moment, but our long-term health, our longevity will be compromised. And so the theory that is confirmed and proved by experiments and research. So the theory talks about the fact that whenever our body lacks some essential vitamins and minerals, it's going to prioritize short-term survival over longevity. So it's going to prioritize that fact. It's going to prioritize things to keep us alive right now, to help us to procreate and continue human race, but it's going to compromise our long-term survival. And so you might not feel right away the effect of lacking certain essential nutrients, but in 20-30 years, you can develop major degenerative diseases like heart disease or some brain diseases and disorders, arthritis or, atherosclerosis, like all of that, or some other metabolic disease. And for example, what he was talking about, I can illustrate in that example. We need vitamin K, and vitamin K is one of the essential nutrients, and it has, like many other vitamins and minerals, it plays many roles in our body. So it has many different functions to do. One of the functions is to help our blood to clot. So for example, if we cut ourselves, or maybe somebody stabs us, or some predator takes a piece out of us, right? So we don't bleed to death, or maybe there is some internal bleeding, so we don't bleed to death. So that is one of the jobs that vitamin K helps our body to do. Now, there are other functions from which, like not performing which will not get us killed right away, but in 20-30 years we can develop major diseases. For example, vitamin K also, besides helping our blood to clot, prevents our soft tissues from calcification. So what it does is it helps calcium to go to the right places, to our bones and to our teeth and to other tissues where calcium is supposed to be. Instead of creating, there are so many birds outside of my window, instead of creating gallbladder stones or kidney stones or calcify our arteries, creating the condition that leads to cardiovascular disease, to heart disease. So one of the jobs, another essential jobs of vitamin K is to prevent calcification of those soft tissues that will cause problem along the way, but down the road in 20-30 years. So what our body does when it senses that there is not enough vitamin K because we are not eating our greens, we are not eating our vegetables, and a lot of people do not do that these days. So when we don't get enough vitamin K, our body will prioritize short-term survival. So it will switch on and off certain genes to make sure that vitamin K goes and works for that function of preventing helping actually our blood to clot so we don't bleed to death, because that can lead to immediate death. But it's not going to send vitamin K to those other jobs to prevent our soft tissues from calcification, to prevent heart disease in like 20-30 years, right? And so that's what our body does with all the vitamins and minerals. When there is not enough, our body will take care of our immediate short-term survival and will compromise our long-term health or our longevity. So if there is some mineral like magnesium that is involved in functions that help us to survive right now, And then there are other functions to help our DNA to stay consistent and intact without damage. And that down the road can lead to a lot of diseases in our health or different malfunctions of our bodies. So our body will prioritize, again, short-term health over long-term survival. And that's why when you don't eat certain essential vitamins and minerals on a regular basis for quite some time, especially if you are younger, you're a teenager, your 20s, your 30s, maybe even your 40s, you're not going to feel like a lot of pain. You're not going to be getting a lot of degenerative diseases. But after that time, in your 40s, in your 50s, you will start to break down because of those deficiencies that accumulate, that damage that accumulates long-term damage. And that's why I was so motivated to get back home and start eating my best again, because on vacation it wasn't perfect. Like, I did my best, but the opportunity to get and cook all my veggies and organ meats and fish just wasn't there. So anyhow, that's why I came back home and I'm like, I'm gonna eat all of my vitamins and minerals right now. And I could hardly finish my huge meal of a lot of, again, vegetables and seafood, and there was chicken liver. I just realized that one of my goals is to maximize my longevity and healthy longevity. I'm not interested in having degenerative diseases later in my 50s, 60s, in 70s. I want to be living a long, healthy, robust life so I can kick ass in my 70s. Maybe not just as much as in my 30s, but much, much better than most 70-year-olds do that. So I'm interested in that. I'm interested in the best, the most powerful, energetic, awesome life experience for many, many years ahead. I'm not like, of course, there can be an accident or something else. I'm not talking about that, but I'm going to do my best to maximize my health lifespan to kick ass in my 70s too, because I'm probably gonna have a lot of ideas and things I want to do in my 70s too. So I don't want to be having all these dreams and thoughts and goals and not being able to do so. So I'm investing in my 70-year-old health and beyond right now with supplying all the essential vitamins and minerals in abundance, in the best possible form, meaning in whole foods, to my body right now. And that's what you want to be doing, guys. In your 30s, it might be pretty easy to feel and look good because the body has a lot of reserves. And again, it does prioritize our short-term survival. But if you don't take care of your essential vitamins and minerals right now, all of them, there are about 30 of them, essential vitamins and minerals. So if you aren't getting them from food on a regular basis, then by the time you're 40s, 50s, you're going to be going to a doctor very, very often. You're not going to be feeling that great. You're going to be having all these dreams and goals and not going to have enough energy and mental capacity to do any of that. Like, that is for me a shitty place to be in. And I never want to end up there. And I don't wish you to end up there. That's why you need to put the energy and time into your health right now. Because guys, actually, when you have your health, your best years are not your earliest years, because you accumulate your life wisdom, your life lessons. You're gonna know yourself so much better and know your shit and don't care about all the other, people and shit, unimportant stuff. You're gonna start having real fun. And it's really sad to see people with a lot of diseases that they do have a lot of those intentions, but a lot of those, aspirations and goals and dreams, but they just can't do them anymore because they compromised their health and now they don't have energy. They have a lot of diseases. They need a lot of medications and doctors to support themselves. They can't really go on travel because there might be not hospital when they need it. Or I personally don't understand, if forgive me for my rant, but I just don't understand how anyone can live with the fact that they need to have certain medications or that insulin or some medical procedure without which they cannot function. Like, that is, I really value freedom and independence, and that cuts it right there. Like, you're not a free person anymore. You depend with your life on outside sources, and you're not going to be able to survive on your own. Like, that is a sad place to be. And that's why also I invest and make sure that, I do my best to inspire in people that need, that want, that wish to take care of your guys' long-term health, because you want to be, independent and full of energy and full of health. And that's why you want to be eating all of your essential vitamins and minerals right now, because the effect, negative effect, you can see in like 20, 30 years, not right now. So make sure that you do invest in that right now. Because again, in your 20th, in your 30s, even probably early 30s, it's, unless you do, crazy shit, it's pretty easy to feel good. But then down the road, it's not, unless you invest right now. And my content from this point on, I'm going to be focusing on helping you with eating patterns, like how to eat simply without having to count all of that to deliver all those essential vitamins and minerals. Besides that, guys, I highly recommend you to schedule a 15-minute Q&A with me. Plus, with that Q&A, you're gonna get your food diary analysis, and I'm gonna give you my advice, like what kind of foods you need to include to make sure that you are getting all those essential vitamins and minerals on a regular basis without supplements. So please do schedule your Q&A session. I forgot how much it was, 20, 30 bucks or something, but for what you're gonna get, your food diary analysis, my best recommendations tailored specifically to your needs, answering all of your questions. I can do it really fast and effectively because of all my experience and knowledge. So schedule that. So that's one thing. Another thing, there is this website that I personally use. I'm a fan of. I'm not affiliated in any way with it. I don't get anything from them, but I'm a heavy user of it. So checkyourfood.com. The link's going to be in the show notes. So checkyourfood.com, you can put all your food in there, and they have a big database of different foods, and it's going to show you what kind of nutrients you are getting and what kind of nutrients you aren't getting. And what I would recommend you to do it for a week and see your patterns. Like, what are you not getting all the time? What you're getting a lot of, maybe in excess. It will also show you that. So analyze that. And the app, the website, actually, there is no app. The website will show you, if you're missing something, what foods you can eat it from. So that's an awesome website, the best I found on anywhere online. Like the information, the quality of it. I interviewed the founder, the main researcher behind the project. So I would do that, use that website, figure out your patterns, what you're getting, what you aren't getting, and improve it. So again, in 20, 30 years from now, you still are kicking ass. That's the point, guys. So your short-term survival, even if you eat like shit, you might, get fattier or get some minor issues. But probably if you're early in life, you aren't getting many troubles, even not taking care a lot of your health. So do that. Checkyourfood.com. The link is going to be in the show notes. Schedule your Q&A session with me. You're going to get so much of it. And start putting that into practice. And again, guys, remember that the result you're not going to see right away, but you are going to see it. And when everybody's in their 40s and 50s are worrying about seeing their doctor and their medications and their body just basically falling apart, you're going to be kicking ass. And that's going to be, guys, one of the most awesome time in your life. Not because everybody else is, getting sick, but because you're going to have so much more experience, so much more fun in life, and you're going to have energy and health for it. So that's where I want to finish this podcast today. So stay tuned for more detailed, practical information later this week. Stay tuned for awesome interviews with different amazing, fascinating people in food field and food industry that will tell us how our food is made. So stay tuned for all of that. If you have any questions, always feel free to reach out on any social media. I'm more than happy to answer any of your questions and share all of my knowledge and experience completely free of charge. So do that. And guys, share this episode with one other person. Don't forget that together we learn better, we practice better, we are more motivated to stay consistent with our healthier habits. So get a buddy, listen to this podcast, discuss and practice it together. Share this podcast. And till next time, guys, eat better daily.